Hi. So I thought I'd do a bit of a candid video today. I'm not feeling well. So it's like affecting even my mentality. I'm going to just go home and perfect the content on my website. I think that's what I'm going to do today. But I wanted to share with you a couple things that other people won't share with you, but things that are important, especially if you like freedom in life. The ability to be a freelancer, the ability to run your life, ability to run your schedule, and the ability to save yourself when you're in danger. In the past 11 days, I made about 11,000 Rand, and I was able to save myself. My camera broke, and my backlog payments came in and saved me, and I was able to get a new camera. My wallet still looks a bit interesting after that because the money then finishes into the camera, but I'm still in a good place because it's an upgrade. Anyway, I wanted to tell you a couple things that you definitely shouldn't hear, but because you shouldn't hear them, you should. What do I mean by that? What I mean is I'm going to tell you secret things that I've gone through, secret things that have happened to me, that I would not tell you because there is a public relations element to our job, particularly photographers that I'm talking about, but it does apply to every single span of life, every single way of, every way of living and working. There's this element, it's called public relations. You make sure that your image is controlled. I sell image, so I would be aware of that, but in my first month as a freelancer, maybe not first month, second month, I didn't know how to make consistent money yet. I hadn't discovered, I didn't know how to use street photography perfectly. Now it's like a daily source of income if I want. Like literally, I live right outside the very perfect street for street photography. So then I just go and prompt someone. I say, okay, this is what I want to do. Do you want to give me this amount? They usually say yes because there's a particular standard to my work. But second month, I ran out of transport money at a point. So I walked. I walked for 45 nights through the streets of Johannesburg, carrying 50,000 rands worth of camera equipment and a walking stick. That's something bad. But the reason I'm telling you is there is a certain amount of guts required for such a job. And no one is ever going to know this but you. Simply because there's that public relations element. I won't ask you for money as if I'm desperate for it, even if I am, simply because it changes the atmosphere. I work I'm a high-end photographer, and it's very skilled work, but then also it pays 1,000 to 1,500 Rand per hour. 1,500 Rand is my actual rate, 1,000 Rand is a normal professional rate, and I can charge that, yes. But it's been many years of me taking photos. I'm internationally published 8 times in different magazines, and I did that the first month, and the second month, and then another point I ran out of money for food. And I had no idea what was my plan for food the next day. So what I did was, I downloaded a book on how to fast. And I said, well, if I'm going to be hungry, at least I'm going to do it professionally. And I had a good time. This entire time I've been having a good time. But I realized that it's not everyone who can do that. A lot of people will lose their composure. And a lot of people are not as willing to fight as me. I am... My willingness to fight, my willingness to get in trouble is high. But not just because I am an awesome person. It's because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. If you are doing what you are supposed to do, nothing can stop you from doing it. Like, you could really be going through hell. You'll probably be having fun if you're doing what you're supposed to do. If you are not doing what you're supposed to do, if you're doing if I was at a desk job, reception or something like that, yeah, you couldn't pay me enough to truly show up. I'd only show up kind of, but not with my full mind, full body, full spirit. So what I'm teaching right now, because the video is mainly for my students, but I'll show you if I want to give you a scare or something. I have half a mind to send it to my parents. Not for the purpose of scaring you. Also, do not engage me about it, because realize some fights are just for me, and I won't ask for your help simply because I'm having the fight and I would like to have it. When you qualify for your black belt in any martial art, no one is helping you. When you're riding a bicycle for the first time without training wheels, no one is helping you. So I'm living life, and sometimes I want no one to help me, and I want the problem. I want to say, okay, fine, this is a big problem, and I want to fight it. Yeah, but what I'm communicating to my students is, you need to love what you're doing enough that you're willing to fight, like that. I really didn't care if I was hungry for 4 days straight. It's just the next day I figured out how I can make money each day. So I'm not worried about it anymore. But yeah, I wanted to communicate that this is the type of danger you will encounter. I'm not saying you will absolutely encounter it because you're not you, but I'm saying that this could be a type of trouble that you encounter, and the amount of willingness required to actually get up to a point where you really are making basically 1,000 Rand a day for 10 days. Like, that's not exactly what happened. I got like bunches at once. But for you to get up to the point, you sort of need to go through some danger. It is what it is. It is what it is. Like, the danger will be different, but it is what it is. Something is coming for you. You need to be able to withstand it gracefully. Otherwise, don't start. So if you'd like to be a photographer, be willing to go through a lot. It could mean whatever, but you should be able to go through it. And then I can encourage you to become a freelancer, because I know you're tough enough. If you're not tough enough, and then you sort of like want to have, like, I don't know, if you want to still be a child in your parents' house, you're also allowed to do that. My lessons are for people who don't want to be a child.